In this video, I'll explain how I saved $12,000 in the last 6 months. Although this may not appear to be a large sum of money, the average millennial invests 7.5% of their overall earnings. This, I believe, is a step in the right direction. Welcome to Finance Dojo! We aim to be the best personal finance educational channel you'll ever need. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you won't miss out. I'm going to share some money-saving tips and tactics, as well as some strategies that I utilize to save more money, because I realize how tough it can be to save money. While the process of thinking about it is simple, actually executing it and watching money accumulate may be challenging. Let's get started. There are 3 things we need to do before we can save money. Number 1. Initial objectives. We must establish broad objectives for where we want to go in 12 months, 5 years, and 20 years. Do you want to be a millionaire or to have enough money to take your family on vacations? Maybe all you want is a cash or investment cushion so you don't have to worry about paying your bills. Decide if you want to be a billionaire like Warren Buffett or if you want to establish more modest ambitions. It's crucial to understand so you can plan for the future and determine how serious you need to be about saving money to achieve your objectives. Number 2. Create a budget plan. The creation of a basic monthly budget is the second step to financial success and successful money saving. You may make your own using Excel or pencil and paper. To examine where your money goes, write down your monthly income and spending. You won't be able to save money if you don't track and calculate your cash inflows and outflows, since you won't know where your money is going or how much you're spending on food and other expenses. It can soon accumulate, so you've decided to create a budget. It's a basic step that many people overlook because they're lazy or don't feel obligated to do so. But if you're wanting to save the most money, this is how I went from saving absolutely nothing to saving a lot more by creating a budget. Number 3. Secondary objectives. Create more detailed objectives. So you have those long-term financial objectives, but you also want to create secondary, short-term goals where you can say, looking at my budget right now. With this, I'd aim to save $500 or $100 every month. If you can only afford $1,000 or $10,000 every month, it's understandable. So be realistic with yourself. Start with little amounts and gradually increase as you get to experience budgeting and making better financial decisions. But figure out where you can be in terms of your budget, monthly savings goals, and yearly savings goals. Now there are 5 different essential needs of people that are extremely important to address, and we'll go over each of them individually. Food comes first, followed by housing, transportation, clothes, and health. We'll go over all 5 in a minute, but setting up automatic withdrawals with my bank was one of the most important things I did to save money. So money is coming into one primary account, but I don't use it very much. It's similar to a shell account in that the money is sent to several other accounts via automated withdrawals when it's received. I put 30% of my salary into investing and savings account. Now I have 70% of my money to spend on living expenditures such as rent, food, healthcare, and any other bills you may have, and you can choose what to do with it. If you wish to automate this, you may take 10, 20% or whatever percentage you can afford from your budget. You have complete control over how much you can do. You should set up automatic withdrawals on the day you get your paycheck. As a result, when money is transferred into your account, you immediately take 30% or whatever proportion you can, and the balance is put into savings, investment, or IRA accounts. You're only allowed to live off a specific amount of your earnings. So for the most part, most humans have 5 basic requirements. There are methods to cut back on each of these 5 needs, and we'll look at them. Number 1. Food. Because food is a depreciating asset, this is one of my favorite areas to cut back on. If you spend $20 on a meal and eat it all, you might just have eaten the $20 bill because of the financial impact. As a result, reducing food expenses can be quite beneficial. Stop dining out as much, cook your meals, and consider buying store brand items to save $50 to $100 per month or more, depending on your food budget. I enjoy reducing my calorie intake without sacrificing nutrition. It is critical to feed your body nutritious foods. Number 2. Shelter. It is difficult to avoid the cost of housing. Getting a roommate or renting out a room on Airbnb is one method to halve the expense of your apartment or house. You can do this even if you don't have a roommate, or if you do. You can cut utility costs like Wi-Fi or electricity. Most people believe there is only one electricity or Wi-Fi supplier, but you may shop about and check into many firms that offer similar products. Just because you've been with the same provider for 10 years doesn't mean you shouldn't consider switching. Waste management and garbage firms, for example, will gradually raise prices without anybody noticing until you look at your statement and remark, "Wait, this charges 3 times more than your competitors." So you go with the competition. Make sure you're moving to different providers for different utilities to get the most bang for your buck. Number 3. Transportation. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average annual cost of operating and owning a vehicle is around $9,000. Owning and operating a car is costly, especially if you put a lot of miles on it. This is something that few people think about. Auto insurance, car expenditures, gas, and any vehicle-related concerns such as new tires, an inspection, and a new alternator are all your responsibility. All of this is costly. If you live in a city or suburb with public transit or Uber, you should think about whether owning a car is worth it and how much you use it versus public transportation. It's impossible to avoid vehicles because they're such a money trap, especially in rural places like mine. I did that for long but had to purchase a car ultimately. But if you can cut back on those, it would assist you tremendously. Number 4. Clothing. This is the simplest method to save money on clothing. Unsubscribing from clothes emails proved to be beneficial. They're offering you promotions and discounts, and email marketers get compensated for doing what they excel at. That is why they continue to make money and send these emails, because they work. People buy garments when they receive emails advertising a 40% discount at a clothing retailer. I unsubscribed from all of those email providers and newsletters, so I wouldn't be enticed to buy anything I didn't need or desire because of a great promotion. If you're trying to save money, unsubscribe from emails. Consider going to a thrift store, Goodwill, or the Salvation Army to save money if you're on a limited budget. There's no shame in it, and I believe it's effective and beneficial to society because people waste so much. They buy items and then discard them, yet thrift stores allow you to recycle clothing at a lower price. If you're on a tight budget, you might want to think about that. If you're not, you don't need to worry about it. Number 5. Health. The importance of one's health cannot be overstated. The greatest method to reduce this is to take care of your body. People pay a lot of medical expenses because they have medical issues, aren't eating healthily, and aren't exercising, and it's costing them a lot of money. Maybe not now, but believe me when I say that if you treat your body badly now, you will regret it in 20 years. You'll have a lot of health problems in 20 years because you wouldn't be alive if it weren't for your body. Treat it with respect. Okay, I hope I've given you some money-saving tips. This is what I did. I'm sure some would disagree, but this is how I went about it. I'm just sharing it around to everyone. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. You should always do your own research and speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.